Are you loving Wayfinder Legends? Let us know. A review, rating, or comment on your favorite platform can help more people join the journey.
Across our universe, a special significance is often bestowed upon the third planet from a star. Earth, Kepler 186, and Centauri Prom to name a few. In the Pathfinder universe, another third planet exists, the world of Golarion.
Golarion is a striking blue and green jewel against the backdrop of the void. Clouds of white and grey dance across its atmosphere, forming ever-changing patterns over the continents. Vibrant blue oceans reflect the golden sunlight, while its lush green landmasses are marked by vast forests, rolling hills, and towering mountain ranges.
Golarion is a world of contrast and complexity, from ancient ruins that hold undead civilizations to vibrant, multicultural cities of the living. Galorian is a place of magic and mysteries, where legends come to life, and a captivating narrative of cultures, ancestries, and histories weave an incredible tapestry.
Join us in the heart of the Pathfinder universe, a hub of magic and myth, where ancient gods and fabled creatures shape its destiny. Join us for tales of long-lost treasures, nefarious villains, and heroic alliances that will shape the fate of the world and become known as the Wayfinder Legends.
All right, so last time you guys had made it to what appears to be the barracks room of the castle, and Plame, in the most goblin fashion possible, the first thing he does is start setting stuff on fire.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's just so pretty.
Goblin's gonna goblin.
There were bunk beds along the walls, but in the center, it looks like a bunch of bunk beds have been all pushed together and has like some old blankets thrown over them, like an old kid's blanket fort, kind of. And that's right where you just threw your torch, if I remember right.
Maybe. I'll take credit for this one. Yeah. The last one, not my fault. And he gives a hard stare to Inara.
Yeah. Well, you set it, and it kind of smolders for a second, and then bursts into flames. And while you're standing there going, ooh, a javelin goes right past your head.
A javelin?
And it goes, yeah, just over your right shoulder and clips off this wall.
Did it come from the pile of beds?
It came right through those sheets, a little tent fort, came right to the side of it.
Everyone get back, the beds are shooting at us.
So I think Inara's first.
Yep.
Actually, someone still has a couple actions.
I was hoping that we'd just gloss over that.
They're playing by the same rules we are.
Well, one of the rolls was good. Something comes leaping up over the bunk beds.
From the middle? In the center?
From the center of the bunk beds comes bursting through those draped blankets. And it's about, 6.5, 7 foot tall. Big head, pointed ears. Looks like a goblin or a hobgoblin, but bigger, bulkier, covered in hair.
It's a bugbear.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Thought you were a bugbear.
Got a bugbear. They just go flying up over the tops of those bunk beds. I just vaulted them. And as it's coming down, it's got a bastard sword, and it's coming. Whoa! Yep, it vaults over these, lands right here, and it rolled a 19, but that's its second attack, so that's going to be a 14. Lands right here.
No.
So it would have had you, but because of that javelin, you saw it coming, you got your sword up in time. And it's stout. It hits and makes you stumble back a step or two.
Interesting.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
It doesn't even hurt.
No,
It's
you
just
blocked
strong.
it. It's just like, this it's got some oomph. You are up, Inara.
Okay. Well, since this thing is swinging at her, I think she's gonna swing back.
Seems only fair.
Yeah. Just to note, Inara has a bastard sword as well. So, two big swords. That's a modified 15, which is not great.
Nope, it's just you're pushed on your heels too much from that hit, man. You try and whack at it, but you can't get any power. You can't get through the armor.
So this thing is wearing armor?
Yep.
Okay.
It has kind of some ratty leather armor. Looks like bits and pieces of thick leather that's just roughly sewn together. Maybe chunks of saddle.
She's gonna go for another swing.
All right, that'll be at -5.
Modified 17.
Ooh. That will hit.
Wow.
Nice. I thought we need every hit we can get on this thing.
What's the damage?
I rolled a 1 on the damage dice
Okay.
out of 12. So it is going to be 5 points of damage.
5 points. You nick it in the leg between the armor because it's got like a shin guard and it's got a chunk of leather that hangs down like a little skirt, but where the legs uncovered, you nick this thing.
It's the brutality of the 12-sided dice.
Yep.
Giveth and it taketh away.
Yep. Third action.
She's going to go for another swing.
Okay,
Can you intimidate him or something like that?
Kind of.
With your intimidating
Yeah.
glare.
But she really just wants to hit this thing.
Go for it.
It's going to be at -10, but go for it.
I don't think that's going to hit. I rolled a 4.
No. All right, play. This thing's whacking, trying to beat on Inara.
So Plame's going to stand his ground. He's just going to... He had his crossbow already loaded and ready, so he's just going to bring it up and see if he can't shoot this thing. It's a 13.
That will miss.
And he will take an action to reload and take a second shot.
All right.
Okay, 5, I believe. That would be a natural 1.
That was.
May I present the critical fumble there?
Oh, yes, please.
So we have what? Melee, ranged, natural weapons, and arcane.
To be ranged.
Until the end of your next turn, each time you miss with a ranged attack targeting enemy adjacent to any of your allies, you hit the allies adjacent instead of the enemy.
Oh no.
So next round.
Yes, next round, if I fire and miss with a ranged weapon, then I will...
You're going to easy.
Oh boy.
But not this round, so it's fine.
Nope.
Everything's fine here.
He kind of stumbles back against the wall. He's a little off balance here. He's having trouble.
As he stumbled back, his head kind of went back for a second and whacked the wall for a second. Now he's got a little bit of double vision.
And you just keep looking at that fire. It's such a handsome fire. You've never seen such a glorious fire.
And it's my fight. It's all yours.
All right,
I'm the one who brought it into this world.
All right, Fawin, you are up.
Fawin's gonna try something you haven't seen yet. She takes her hands and lays them next to her throat, alongside her throat, and imbues her voice with some magic and says, "You're as hairy as an unshaven bog hag."
Nice.
And casts biting words, which could do 2d6 psychic damage.
Unshaven bog hag.
I actually make a ranged touch attack against this thing, so that is... Oh, cheese and crackers bounce from a 20 to a 2, and that's a 9, which I imagine is probably a miss.
Well, this is a bugbear, and you ended up just complimenting it.
He's like, I'm glad you noticed my fur.
That is a 2-action spell. And so for her next action, she wants to interact with the door in the hallway and see if it's open.
You'll have to use an action to get to it, because you're going to have to get past Plame.
I'm sorry, I have to get past Plame. Then instead, and so her last action, she's going to pull out her sling.
All right, we are on to Boddy.
Boddy sees that thing charge at Inara and says, well, that spell will have to wait till later. And he runs past Inara and past this thing. Does that trigger an attack of opportunity? I hope not.
I do not think it has that feat.
He gets behind this thing and he throws a spell strike at it with his pick. Let's see what happens.
All right.
He's going to imbue his weapon once again with fire. Rolled a natural 18 for a 23.
That is a hit.
Fire. Then you roll them separately?
You can...
Yeah, I'll roll one for the damage and one for the two for the fire. So the pick damage is 1d6 plus 3, so that's 6 points of piercing damage. And then the fire damage is 4 points of fire damage.
So a total of 10?
10 points of damage total.
Oh, that is solid hit.
His spell strike is down until I recharge it. I'm dying to get a critical hit with my pick. It has the fatal d10 to trait, so it changes the dice to d10 and adds a bonus d10.
So first things first, there is no facing. Pathfinder 2. There is not. So she can strike in every direction. This bugbear spins around and his palm heel smashes Boddy right to
push him.
Yep, right into that fire behind him.
Into the burning depths. This is exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Boddy just is so unlucky.
Well, see, he has to succeed on it first, so...
That would be a modified 20. What does your fortitude say, Boddy? It has to be 10 plus your fortitude.
It's so close, it's plus 8.
Oh, really?
Hey, so it's not a critical. You just stumble back into the burning bed.
Pushes me into the bed.
And that's going to be die 6 fire damage.
Do it.
3 points.
Okay. Dang it. Oh, is this persistent? No, it's a persistent damage.
Not yet. Not unless you fail a save. She spins around, hits him, spins back, and grabs an arm.
Okay.
All right, what's your fortitude DC?
+8.
Okay, nat 20. Spins around and just grabs you by the throat.
Oh, man. So when you're grappled, it does something to you.
So grab means she's held in place and has off guard and immobilized conditions.
You found it?
And bugbears have a nice feat that's a nice racial feat called Mauler, which gives them a bonus to hit anyone they have grappled.
Nice.
So luckily that will counteract the -5 from the multiple attacks.
It's a +5 bonus?
This thing's nasty.
You should maybe talk about these terms just real quick.
Off guard and immobilized.
Yeah, so let's talk about these terms.
So off guard means there's a minus to her armor class.
That's 2, yeah.
And then immobilized means that she can't take any move trait actions.
More than that, she can't take any attack or manipulate actions except to attempt to escape.
A critical success is restrained.
Yeah, this is a critical. This is a critical. She got a nat 20.
Well, oh, he rolled a nat 20?
Yeah, on the grapple. You're pinned against the wall and can't move. It's like got you leveraged against the wall.
And you can't use any attack or manipulate actions.
So this is not going good.
All right, that's going to be a 13 modified, 23 modified down to an 18. Your armor class is actually 2 lower, so it's a 16. So yeah, it's still a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I rolled a 1. She can't quite get that bastard sword in to stab you. Just gets a nice long draw cut. It's now Inara's turn.
Well, the only thing I can do, right, is try and get out.
Yes. You can force open with strength or escape with death.
But I pretty much can't do any other actions. Yep.
This thing is nasty.
But the good news is you can try it 3 times.
But attempt a check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect. You can attempt acrobatics or athletics check instead of using your attack modifier if you choose, but this action still has the attack trait.
Yeah, trying to escape a grapple is their attack.
Mm-hmm. So my roll plus either athletics or acrobatic or unarmed.
Yep.
Okay. I will definitely be using athletics.
All right, 10d8.
So that's a modified 11.
Ooh, that doesn't turn out.
So I can keep trying though. It just gets.
Yeah. But it's an attack action, so you take -5.
You can still do intimidate if you want, or you can grab her.
Okay, so she's gonna try to break free one more time.
Come on,
and be at a -5.
Natural 20.
No, 5 would not make it.
Okay.
I think I have like an 11 again.
Okay.
She's getting really angry. I don't know if she can take rage as an action though.
I think you just can't attack. Restrain.
It says you can't take a
attack or manipulate.
Or manipulate.
Yeah. I don't think
so you could still rage.
Okay. Yeah. So she's getting really upset that she can't hit this thing. It's holding her, it's hitting her, and so she is going to rage. And she just looks at this thing and with a really intimidating stare just goes, "I'm going to kill you now."
That was good. Yeah. Plame.
So Plame is going to switch weapons to pull out his dog slicer, kind of drop down, and then he's going to move 2 squares to be directly behind this bugbear, and he is going to attempt to hamstring this thing.
Oh, go for it.
That is a modified 20.
That will hit, sir.
And keep in mind he's also 5-footed to us now because he is flanked.
Sneak attack time.
Mm-hmm. So yes, that does bring out the sneak attack because the dog slicer is an agile weapon. So that will be a d6 plus 4 plus a d6. So 2d6 plus 4, 18 points of damage.
Dang it.
Ooh,
I rolled a 6 and a 5.
You stab right into the inner thigh. It's bleeding bad.
Still alive.
Still stunned.
And those are my 3 actions.
Fawin.
So Fawin cast infectious enthusiasm. You got this, you got this, you got this. And let fly with her sling.
Who's the person you're infecting with your enthusiasm?
I like you guys kind of make a vibe for it.
I think Plame's the one that's got you in vision right now. I'm in a pile of burning blankets.
So a +1 status, and then +3 with the slaying gives a total of 14.
Ooh, that misses by 1.
Damn it.
You'd have had her right in the side of the head, but someone stabbed her in the leg and she kind of crouched down in the pain. So, chunk.
If I was gonna quickly no, that was 3. 2 as 1 is 3.
Yep, they're done. Body.
Body did not take well to getting thrown into a fire.
Nope.
But it reminds him the last thing he did was use a fire spell. And so he uses Arcane Cascade to wreath himself in the flames of his last spell. So now his weapons deal +1 fire damage, and he gets +5 speed bonus.
Nice.
But what he's going to do doesn't require speed. He's worried about getting tangled up in these blankets. So for the first time, he's going to use one of his tricks. It's called it's a focus spell called Dimensional Assault. For one action, he springs forth out of this fire and disappears.
What?
And reappears next to the Bugbear.
Oh, that is a cool effect. Hits him and he goes falling back into the fire, and then he goes and just steps out of the air.
And he's wreathed in fire. And he stabs at this thing. So it's not off guard, but he is going to swing out with his pick. So as part of Dimensional Assault, I get an attack.
It's part of the thing, so it's you teleport and swing, and that's one action?
He appears as he attacks.
Let me read what it says. For one action, you tumble through space, making a short dimensional hop to better position yourself for an attack. Teleport to any square in range that's within reach of a creature. Then make a melee strike against the creature for one action. But it's a focus spell, so that means I can only do it as many times as I have focus points. I only have one focus point.
Okay.
I have to refocus to get those focus points back, which takes time. So yeah, first time he's used it, he like Nightcrawler and drops a pick on this thing's head, hopefully. That's a 14 on the dice, which is a 20.
Oh, that will hit.
All right, so that's going to be 1d6 plus 3. I'm sorry, 1d6 plus 4. It's 1d6 plus 3 plus 1 point of fire damage, so that's 6 points of damage.
You appear and go and just sink that pick right in its temple.
Nice.
We just kind of looks at you and goes, "You like shot?" She just falls over.
And that's what you get for messing with our barbarian.
That's awesome. Also, make me either higher of a reflex or fortitude check.
Fortitude check?
Yeah, you're higher, right?
Fortitude's higher for me, I think. Yeah, fortitude for sure. 18?
Okay, you are not on fire.
Good.
You got burnt a little.
As the thing falls, Body looks up and he's looking for any more danger.
All right, you look around, and that seems to be the only thing moving in the room.
Okay, so he pries his pick out of this thing's head.
Plame's going to quickly pick up the Bugbear's sword, and he's going to turn around and start dismantling this flaming blanket fort and stomping the fire out of the blankets.
It kills you having to put a fire out.
Yes, but it would kill me even more if we burn up any loot.
Oh, true.
So it was a tough choice. Dreed one out.
Inara just started a rage, so technically she's still raging for a minute.
Okay.
So she's just going to be sitting there going,
Feel free to stomp on it, kick it.
You sit there just pounding on his dead body.
she's getting pretty frustrated. She hasn't managed to hit anything in a while. Everything's hurting her real bad.
All right. Was I successful in putting the fire out?
Yeah, it'll take you a few rounds when you get it all beat out.
Yeah. Body uses Mage Hand to lift the blankets away from the fire and just tries to pull things apart. It's easier to put them out one at a time.
Yeah.
He's helping
Once
Plame.
bouldering's pretty much done, Plame wants to investigate around underneath that fort.
Alrighty. So poke around in the fort there. You kind of push the bunk beds aside and they just collapse over. You see what appears to be what were once nice furs that are all burnt up now, and little piles of bones, probably from prey animals that the bugbear's been hunting.
Okay, nothing shiny.
And how about the bugbear herself? Is anything?
Bugbear has leather armor that looks like it's made out of various animals and some old saddles, and it's like this is sewn together. It's got a nice, not like a bonus, but it's like a well-maintained bastard sword, and there's the one that broke on the wall when it missed Plame, but then 2 javelins on its back.
Oh, anybody use these?
Not really my style.
Buddy kind of cocks his head and says, I don't prefer it.
But then no other pouches or anything like that?
Nope.
So nothing shiny, and then, I don't know, Boddy, do you want to see if there's anything that's attracting your interest?
Buddy fires up detect magic.
Through some of these doors that are open, you get a vague sense, but I'm not sure how well you would detect it. It's hard to tell.
I do sense some magic somewhere.
Yeah.
Buddy says, there's magic here somewhere. Just be careful. Could be a trap, could be something valuable.
Okay.
So while Inara is raging, she is going to go rip the chain off of the big double door.
Do it. Athletics check.
It might be keeping things out.
Modified 24.
Oh, that's a critical.
She,
just rips the little door handles off.
she'll just start kind of throwing the chains around and diver stuff. And then as soon as the minute's over, she just like, okay, I'm good.
Better now?
No, I need to kill something.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Does that bugbear count for you? You've had this list of bugbears that you've killed in the past. I just kind of expected more out of you for that. What is going... I'm so sorry. I think biting words is still having an effect on me.
You kind of just see Inara squinting her eyes like, what are you talking about? So how tall is Fawin?
Fawin is 5'7", so she's not short,
Okay.
but
She's not, yeah. I was just going to say, when Inara kind of steps up to you, she's probably a good 3 or 4 inches taller than you.
Yeah, she's what about...
I think 5'10". Yeah, 5'10".
Okay, so what do you guys check out? What you doing?
Buddy's going to read the plaques on these doors.
Okay. It says, in common, and then under it in infernal, you think, armigers only.
Armigers only?
Yeah.
What the heck is...
Give me a social check there.
you betcha.
I have a +6 society.
Oh, cheese and crackers, a natural 1. Oh, how does she not know that?
Buddy's in roll society. He says +6. Is it?
Roll.
It's a 12.
Okay, so you'll know. Armiger is essentially a squire for the Hell Knights. You start as a recruit, and then you work up to becoming an armiger, and you go through like several levels before you become a true knight.
Cool.
Gotcha.
And he goes to the next door. What does it say?
All 3 of these bear the same plaque.
Okay. And then he walks over to this one. First, he checks down that hallway. He stops here and looks in the hallway.
Opposite of the hallway that we came in.
So you come in, you walk past the beds to the far wall, and you hang a right.
Yeah, so this is in the southwest corner. There's a short hallway. It goes about 15 feet down. It widens out to be about 10 foot wide at the end, kind of at an angle. Starts at 5 foot. And then there's a door. Now, these 3 doors on the south that are right next to you also bear plaques. And it says knights only.
Armigers only and knights only.
So squires and knights.
The Plame is going to, while they're doing that, he's just going to go wander over to that door that we passed before we enter the room. The one that's on that room. Is that the east side wall?
But this wall here? West.
West. So that west wall. And he's just going to put his ear up to it and listen real carefully. And rolls a 23 on perception.
Don't hear anything.
It's probably good, because I'm sure we made just a little bit of noise with all that hubbub.
Oh, really? Yeah. I did not get that.
Maybe, the smoke and the fire and the screaming and the raging and the ripping the chains off the walls and slamming them into the wall.
In that regard, Boddy turns over and says, hey, everybody look. And he holds up the bag and he shakes it and it jingles. And then he pours some caltrops into his hand and he motions that he's throwing them right here.
Oh.
So he's putting caltrops in. There's a little squeeze point here before all these doors. He's going to put some caltrops down on the ground just in case.
Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. What's a caltrop?
A caltrop is a triangular, it's a jack on steroids.
Like spike.
Jacks.
Yeah, so
Game
4-point.
they look like a D4. If you're listening to this game, you should know what a D4 is. They have it's like a pyramidal piece of metal. It has 4 points, all pointing different directions, so that 3 of them are touching the ground and 1's pointing up.
So it's a martialized Lego.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Legos.
Yes.
They do damage to anything that walks over them. It makes them slow.
Yeah, and it's a Lego.
And if they want to move through it, if they notice them and they want to move through it carefully, it's rough terrain.
So Inara's over there beating on the chains, or maybe she's calming down. And
No, she's calmed down. She's angry at Fawin for making kind of a rude comment towards her.
yeah. So while that's going on, I guess. So he went over and he's listening at the door. So now he's going to carefully open the door and kind of just peek through the crack and see what he sees.
Okay, give me a perception check.
16.
16. This one's going to open, I think, probably into the room.
So Plame opens the door and peeks in. And what does he see?
It's an odd-shaped room. It kind of comes down from the north and then angles off to the southeast. You're in the southeast corner here. There are 5 rows of stadium-style benches leading down to a little dais at the front.
Oh.
No, so like a little chapel.
Or a classroom.
Or a classroom.
Yeah. You see, it looks like lots of debris and things. Looks like there used to be cabinets on the wall, but they've been torn apart and there's stuff all over the ground now.
All right. Am I seeing anything moving, or do I hear anything moving?
No, you do not at this time.
And are all those doors closed?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to kind of do my stealthy thing and kind of walk over to where all that stuff is and kind of pick through it a little bit, see if there's anything of interest that was pulled out of those shelves and is laying around.
And while you're doing that, Fawin will step up to the doorway just to keep on.
Alrighty. Give me a perception check, sir.
7 and 6 is 13.
And
Okay.
Fawin rolled a 15 in case anything would like move or sneak up on.
So there was some south wall. It used to have like some, looks like cabinets. They've collapsed or been torn apart. And as you're digging through, there's not much. It looks like there's used to be some old wooden shields, but they're so rotted they just fall apart. Maybe a couple wooden swords, like for training. And you also get these cloth insignias. They're kind of torn and rotten. They're kind of a blood red insignia with a darker red border. And then there's a dark red circle with a yellow sunburst of nails, which is the symbol of the Order of the Nail. And there are several of these.
But they're all kind of rotten.
You know, they've seen better days. Looks like they used to be hanging on something, but now they're all over the ground.
Okay.
Plame, grab one of those and bring it.
But they're kind of tattered. I mean, okay.
Get the best looking one.
Okay, if you think it'll match your eyes, I guess.
Oh, there's also a few pieces of paper that appear to have recruit names on it.
But I don't read.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, he, here's Fawin encouraging him to bring her one of those banners. So he'll roll one up and kind of toss it over to her direction.
Okay, Paul, give me another society check.
All right. A modified 24.
So you haven't seen them that look like this necessarily, but you've seen them for another order of Hellwind. And these insignias are carried by armigers to signify themselves as the squires.
Yes.
During training, but they're also considered sort of a stoles that you wear. Yeah. So they have kind of a sacred connotation to them. They're not necessarily like dedicated to a deity, but they're highly revered. You're expected to take really good care of them, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of like a unit banner.
Yeah. You're supposed to keep it in good order. And it appears that one of them got left behind.
Oh, and that one's in pretty good shape.
That's the one he found.
Okay. Yes.
It's a little tattered because it has been thrown on the floor.
Yeah, she'll definitely take that and put it in her, roll it up, put it in her
Mexican.
So while they're doing that, Boddy walks over to that door with a chain on it.
It doesn't have a chain on it.
He took the chain? Okay.
The chain's gone. The handles to pull it open are gone.
Nice. So Boddy carefully opens up one of those doors and peeks out. Does it open?
Not easily. It's a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look out into the cleared field out in front of the castle.
Cool. He opens those doors completely, just to let the air and the light in.
Yeah.
Let all that smoke out.
Yeah, there is a lot
Let
of
the
smoke.
smoke here open wide so that the air can get in.
All right.
And says, "Oh, you found your chain then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's for Wargy.
Perfect."
Is it like a thick, big chain? Or is it...
It's a medium size.
So
It'd be a little heavy for his size now. When he grew up, it'd be...
It could work
So Boddy goes over to the doors of the knights and the armigers
Yes.
and says, Roy, do you all want to check these doors, see if there's anything of value in them? I'm feeling some magic coming off of all 6 of these doors.
You know, Plame will go ahead and exit the room and kind of walk up to Boddy and say,
Which one do you want me to start with?
It says, I guess this one. Points to the one that's furthest east toward the front of the castle.
Plame will put his ear up to it and rolls a natural 20.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of a lopsided room with a bed.
oh, well, I guess the door's open or
Well, it's ajar.
looking,
Yeah.
I'll just see what do I see in there, yep.
It's like I said, it's a lopsided room with a little bed. And it looks like a cabinet or something in the backside here.
There's a bed, huh? Everybody got another torch? All right, so, and I don't see or hear anything amiss?
Nope.
All right, so
No bugbears under this bed.
yeah,
You can look.
I look from the doorway,
No, you do not see any bugbears from the doorway.
so I'll do a quick search of this room to see if there's anything interesting in here.
So give me a perception check.
That would be a 20. Modified.
You find a little bag with something in it, kind of a gooey stuff. It's in the bottom of the cabinet.
Dewy stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Any of you have any kind of druidic or alchemic knowledge?
Fawin has herbalism.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a modified 14.
That is a Tanglefoot bag.
Oh,
Cool. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
this is it's got sticky goo, and when you throw it, it reacts to the kinetic thump of the energy, and it becomes very tar-like and sticks people to the ground.
That sounds dangerous.
That
It's just
sounds
like-
cool.
Carried it in your pocket and you trip and suddenly you're just stuck to the ground.
Well, just fall on the other side.
Ah, okay.
And he thinks about this hard for a while. It's like,
Okay.
looks at Inara and he looks at Boddy and he looks at Fawin, thinking about it. And this is hardcore. He's not the brightest tool in shed, but slightly better than ours. So
Maybe I'll keep a hold of this one and he puts it in his pouch.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for you.
Yeah. Oh, and a flask. Ooh.
And a flask.
And when you shake it, it flashes like light.
What?
Oh, yes.
A flat?
Yeah.
I'll do Arcana check.
Yeah.
That is a natural 19.
This is a flask of bottled lightning.
Cool. Bottled lightning is packed with volatile reagents that create a blast of electricity when they're exposed to air, and electricity splash damage. So in a 5-foot radius around it, people get a shock. Man,
I think that's a good Fawin, because she's the ranged weapon tosser with her sling and with her. Can she use her projectile on a flask?
Anything that's
Probably.
both. Yeah.
So could it possibly then do the regular telekinetic projectile damage plus electricity? If she like flung it with telekinetic.
There's no way this question hasn't been asked on the internet. Let me look and see.
Yeah. All right.
And I tell you, these Hell Knights left in a big old hurry if they left all this cool stuff behind.
No.
All righty. What do you try next?
I guess we'll start on the other doors.
Next door?
Yeah, keep
Next door.
going.
We'll just keep moving to that corner.
Keep moving.
Boddy will push that one open
Okay.
with his pick.
It's another odd-shaped room. It starts 5 foot wide and it widens out to 15 foot wide. It's a weird room. There's some smaller cabinets in these 2 weird angled corners. Looks like one is made for hanging like your armor and weapons, the other one's for storing personal stuffs. And then there's a bed on the back one, straight across from the door.
Boddy leans down, takes a peek under that bed, makes sure there's nothing waiting for him, hiding out.
Perception check.
Uh-oh. See, this is what I'm talking about. 7.
Yeah, there's no bugbears.
Somebody being confident there's no bugbears. He has dark vision, by the way.
Oh, good.
Did I mention he has dark vision?
Plame will go ahead and move down to the middle of the 3 night rooms. So just for fun, while Boddy's under the bed, Plame's going to run and jump on top of it. And go.
Okay, so Boddy, you're sitting there leaning down, looking under the bed, make sure there's nothing hiding, and something goes on top of the bed.
Agree. Boddy jolts at it, then he just shakes his head. Goblins.
Goblins.
And he continues looking around the room for anything useful.
All right.
Plame will help him search.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Plame.
10.
Nope.
Nothing there.
Cool.
He'll move around and go into the westernmost door of the knights.
In the third night room.
Yeah. Is this door also ajar or open?
Yes, all of them are.
And I don't see anything inside or hear anything moving.
There's a bed, and there's like a cabinet along one wall, you know.
Okay, I'll go and check out the cabinet.
Okay.
That would be a 23 perception.
Yes, there's a little something. You notice that the cabinet's got like a loose board in the back.
Okay. So I will kind of jimmy that out. And
He's got a knife. And
Yep.
there's a little
He has a
red
little
potion back there.
Ooh, nice. Does it look like a red potion that I recognize?
Yes, like a minor style of red potion you recognize.
Okay. I will pocket that for now, and I will distribute it later. And anything else in the room?
Not in that one.
Okay. So we can congregate back out in the middle. So as I get back in, I look at Fawin, since she's been the one that's been holding the potions, and I hand it to her and say, I found this in the far room. You'll keep hold of it.
Oh, okay.
Minor healing.
Boddy the door closes the door in that room and hits the room with detect magic.
This room?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing shows up.
Okay. Yeah, because it's the room.
All right.
Goes over to the armigers and says, all right, these two.
All right.
Start with the eastward one again. He walks in, opens the door and looks inside. What does he see?
It's a 5 by 10 foot room with a little bed over in the corner.
Cool.
Looks like bunk beds actually in the corner.
Bunk beds, okay.
So
He once again checks carefully underneath the bunk bed.
all right.
15 on perception.
An amazing lack of bugbears. You were very
Excellent.
upset.
Thank goodness.
Put that on your comment card.
There's a search the room. Ooh, 18 on the dice. 21. What does he find?
You find there's a wooden shield that's still in good working order
Okay.
and 2 flasks of water.
2 flasks of water.
Water.
Do they look like special water? Like maybe they've been blessed?
Maybe.
Okay. Do they have any symbols on the glass or anything?
Yes, it's a holy symbol
Oh.
or an unholy symbol. It is a pentagram.
15 on the dice for 21 on society.
Holy symbol of Asmodeus, the patron god of Hell Knights. They call him the Prince of Law.
So Plame's going to go ahead. Boddy opened the squire room to the south.
Okay.
Plame will do the one in the corner at the southwest.
Again, it's another 5 by 10 foot room with a bed in bunk beds in an old cabinet.
Okay.
Starting to see a pattern.
Yes.
I will dig around for anything of interest.
Everybody jump in and roll me a perception check. See what you find.
That was a fail.
Just 13 or 10, sorry.
A 19? Inara has only rolled good on perceptions lately.
Nat 20 of them fallen.
Woohoo! I've fallen. You, northwesternmost one, you notice that there's a little talisman, a wolf fang, that's been hanging.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. That looks like something that a certain Inara might like.
A fang?
Does it seem similar to the fang from with the claw?
Yeah.
Oh.
Same thing.
So bring it back out. Let's say, Inara, look. I'm almost positive, Boddy, don't you think so? This is one of those it could be really critical at an opportune time.
That sounds critical for me to have.
And it's a wolf tooth.
Yeah.
He doesn't like wolf tooths.
Oh. The wolf thing talisman is slightly different. It's similar to the claw, only you I think you fix it to your armor and then it'll imbue you with the power to completely knock someone down. Like the way a wolf can pull and trip someone.
That's pretty cool.
I thought you might like it.
I mean, I can knock someone down without a talisman.
Of
but,
course.
But I think I'll take that. So she'll wrap it around her armor.
I want you to have it.
Especially after that comment you made earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought maybe you'd let that go by now.
No, I don't let anything go.
Just make your supper.
So we've got all the squire rooms, all the night rooms. We heard caltropped down that hallway for some protection. He's going to go into that training or church room or school room, whatever it is.
Or, yeah.
And he's going to go across to the door on the other side that's on the southwest of the wall.
Alrighty.
And he is going to listen with the 22.
Okay. There is nothing there.
All right. So he's going to open the door and look inside.
All right. You see the beginning of our next episode.
Good second one.
Wayfinder Legends is a production of Render RPG, LLC, and all original characters and artwork are the property of the respective creators. The Age of Ashes Adventure Path was originally produced by Paizo Publishing, and all Paizo characters, titles, and artwork are used with respect under the guidelines of the OGL and ORC gaming licenses. If you like what you've heard, join the party at patreon.com/renderdnd. You'll get additional content, Discord access, quarterly gifts, and more. Join the party at patreon.com/renderdnd.
So is it a bugbear or a bunkbear?
Bunkbear. Not wild.
But
Of course, it's a bed bugbear.
Oh. Bed bugbear. Yeah. It's so bad. For some reason, I know what a bugbear is supposed to look like. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're a lot uglier than I thought they were.
But you know, I can see the resemblance to Boddy. I could see why.
Close.
Everybody would
If I actually had hair.
Yeah.
It's Boddy and a toupee.
Yes. A body toupee.
full suit.
Full body. Yeah.
The whole fur.
A body toupee for body. Yeah.
Anyway.
Like a shaggy version of Body. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like the Muppet version of Body. It's like, what's the big monster? What's his name in the Muppets? Sweetums. It's a Sweetums version of Muppet.
Yep.
Of Body. I'm here to kill your party. I'm here to slay you all.
There, I thought she said, I put my hands up to my throat and try some risky surgery.
Wow.
These are choking ways up. I'm doing choke way.
Do some risky surgery on this guy.
That's going to be die 6 fire damage.
How can we sleep when our beds are burning?
What do
You guys realize I have to edit out the R-rated stuff, right?
what?
Those can't even be in the
I'm
out.
not even gonna touch that. I'm done. Switch Halloween.
Okay, that's enough.